Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV. It is your daily news on Tuesday the 22nd of March. It's about the 4th day of spring. If someone could tell the weather in Liverpool that's the case. I've put a nice summer top on. It's fucking freezing. It's a weird week, isn't it, when we haven't got a game and there's the international break. The news kind of falls into a bit of bittiness and there's a few stories not massively grabbing. But we have got, starting off with the fallout of the Southampton defeat. Klopp has come out and justified his conversation on the touchline with Christian Benteke. So he came under some stick from Alan Shearer. For people who didn't see it, Alan Shearer was asked on Match of the Day 2 what he thought of Klopp having quite a frank and easy to read from body language that he wasn't happy conversation with Christian Benteke during the Southampton game, particularly after he missed a one-on-one. And Shearer basically said, I know he's not his player, I know he doesn't like him, I know he didn't choose him, but he shouldn't be doing that. He should be doing that in the dressing room. He shouldn't be doing that so in public. Now, my instant reaction when I saw it was, that's not got context, Alan. The context of that is, maybe, but that's the 6th time this season a £32 million striker who's on a lot of money has been put through one-on-one and missed. I can understand his frustration, because I was frustrated at that moment. I also like seeing that, not because he's rallying and criticising players, but because he's showing that he cares and it's emotion. But his comments actually is really good. It's sometimes I have to talk to players. That's my job. They're going out to their national team and I don't want to make phone calls with them all. I had a few words to say, nothing else. And I hadn't even thought about that context. Now I'm sure you could come back with, well, he's got the after the game in the dressing room, he doesn't have to do it public. But I think what we've learned about Jurgen Klopp is he wears his heart on his sleeve and he's going to react in the moment. But also, I don't know exactly what the expediency of them leaving for their national teams is. If he doesn't have the time to actually get them together, if they are just flying off to go to their international games, you can't shout at Christian Benteke for that moment or make your feelings known 4 days, 5 days, 6 days down the line when he actually returns back from international games. And that kind of ties into the next one. So Sakho asked, whilst he's been on international duty with France, recalled into the French setup, has been talking about Jurgen Klopp and been talking about his time at Liverpool. And it kind of dovetails with that criticism of Klopp criticising Benteke. So he was asked about his return to the France selection. He said, yeah, it's nice to be in the selection. With the coach now at Liverpool, it goes differently for me. He's very human, super close to his players and all the members of the club. He is very kind. We feel he is very expressive, but as we said from the beginning, this is really not to be mean to us. Rather, it's to encourage us. Which is counterpoint to what the criticism of Klopp shouting at Benteke is. He's saying he's not there to be mean. It's not there to pick on them. He's not chastising them for no reason. He's trying to encourage them, and I hope that Benteke, even if he's not going to be with us going past this season, I hope Benteke takes it as encouragement and doesn't take it as criticism, because we're going to ultimately need him to score goals. Like, how better would it be for him to actually score one of those one-on-ones and get us higher up the league, get us more points, or even progress in the Europa League? So he also asked Sakho if he did contemplate leaving Liverpool. There was rumours, especially when he wasn't getting played under Brendan Rodgers, whether he was going to leave Liverpool. And I didn't realise he's played 18 times for Liverpool this season, pretty much all under Klopp, which is the most he's actually played for us because of his injury problems. He didn't play any of the first 5 games under Brendan Rodgers. So he was asked and he said, honestly not. I felt very good at Liverpool. I really like this city, the fans, and with this magnificent stadium. I am someone who likes stability, and it suits me perfectly. Now, I'm actually a Sakho fan. I think he's a very good footballer. He's still frighteningly young for a centre-back, and I hope that between him, Lovren, Matip, who's coming in, and Gomez, we can find a really, really solid partnership for a few years on, because that's the key word, stability. Not only stability in the players' lives, but we actually need stability in the back of our defence. We haven't had it for a long time now. We've not really had a partnership since Agger and Skrtel, and that was a few years now. And what I like about Sakho is he's got his own foundation, his own charity, which does work in Africa. And he also seems to be very minded about this city. You know, he's referred to it as the Scouse Nation, how he's going to do everything for the Scouse Nation in the past. He does charity work. He did charity work for a charity called An Hour for Others, where he was helping decorate houses for people who are at risk of becoming homeless. And he also works with the Liverpool Foundation for All Saints Primary School, and he goes there and he teaches them French, and he takes some of their sports classes. And I think that's the type of player that we need to bring into Liverpool. We can get a little bit Liverpool tinted glasses, and we can get a little bit nostalgic or a little bit up ourselves when we think, oh, we're a better football club or we're a bigger football club than other clubs. But I genuinely believe that the history, and you only have to go into this city, and Liverpool's everywhere. There's two things. There's Liverpool or football, so Liverpool and Everton and Beatles. So it's the lifeblood of this city. It was a working class city. It was forged on that. You've got football, you've got music, and you need players to buy into that. And with the amount of money that's coming into the English game and the amount of players we're getting linked with, especially with an international manager, especially with the deals or the better players not playing in the Premier League, we need to be selective on the players that we bring, not just from a skill set or what position they play in, but on a personality. I want to hear players joining us saying that. I want to hear Mario Gerrard to talk about his love for Klopp, but also how he grew up knowing that Liverpool Football Club was a great club and how he fell in love with the city. I want to hear Ter Stegen that. I want to hear Sakho say that, because that's how you keep players and that's how you grow a dynasty. That's how you actually build for the future. You don't want a player to come in, play for 2 seasons and then leave. Or ideally, you don't. You want them to stay there for football reasons, but you also want them to love this club and love this city as much as we do as the fans. And talking about someone who loves this club and loves the city as much as we do as the fans, and also someone who we love, Steven Gerrard. So he got injured in his second game for LA Galaxy, and so he had to go off. But he's done an interview. It's a very interesting interview. I'm only going to pick the bits that are relevant to Liverpool Football Club, but it's with Dan Rookwood of Mr. Porter. So it's on the Echo at the moment, the Liverpool Echo website. So go to the Liverpool Echo website and check it out. It's really interesting about his life, about how he's feeling about leaving Liverpool and the lamentation and the idea he's been there since he was 8 years old, so it was a long time, and now how he feels a bit disconnected and the loss of that, how he sees his career going, what he did. He had his first New Year's and Christmas for a long time, in like 27 years, 28 years, how he actually had a break, and it's actually a really interesting article, so go and look for it. But the key parts for us, the parts about Liverpool, where he talks about how he knows he's born to be in football. Basically, he says he knows it's only going to be like 4 or 5 weeks after he's retired that he's going to want to get out there and kick a ball again. He's doing his coaching badges. He's on his A level as he at the time of the interview. So he's getting ready to be a coach, and he actually sees his future as being a coach. And then they actually asked him, the dream would be Carragher and Gerrard back coaching at Liverpool. Does he imagine that? And he kind of laughs and says, I've imagined it a lot. Carragher's knowledge is amazing and he'd love to be there. Would I work with Carragher again for Liverpool? Of course I would, without a doubt. But it's for other people to ask and to decide. And that's the case, isn't it? Ultimately, Steven Gerrard, he can't just walk in and say, yep, I'm the coach, or yeah, I'm the manager. It's up to Jurgen Klopp at the moment, who's our manager, if he wants him as part of the staff. But as Liverpool fans, you want to imagine that the best bring out the best in other people. Could you imagine the young players being coached by Carragher and being coached by Gerrard? What that would actually do for them? The fact that these players have been there, they've done it, they almost won everything, and they know Liverpool through and through. And if we want to retain that sort of Liverpool identity that I was talking about, I can't see any better coaches being involved in the setup than Gerrard and Carragher. We know for a fact he's only got 1 year left on his MLS career. He talks about how he might prolong that, he might not, but he wants to be in football. Let's not rush him. Let's not throw him in at the deep end and kill him, because we've seen many, many good players not become great managers or great coaches. But let's actually get involved. Let's not let him go anywhere else. And if Carragher wants to leave the BT studio on Monday Night Football and come back into coaching, I'd like to think that Liverpool would be his first port of call, at least. We'd be in the discussion for that. So that's it. That's the news. We've talked about Sakho. We've talked about, one other one. Skrtel's linked away to no one. Basically, they just said Skrtel's linked away, and that was all the article was. It was 2 sentences. I think that's just because he was so bad at the weekend. But yeah, we talked about Sakho, we talked about Skrtel, we've talked about Christian Benteke, and we talked about Gerrard. We actually cover a lot of these topics in the Reds News Roundup this week. It's on over on the www.theredmentv.com. It's £2 a month, but your first month is free. We also talked about Ter Stegen being linked and Mario Götze being linked, and the Dortmund draw. Are we excited? Are we nervous? Do we think we can do it? So go over there and check it out. It's really good. Honestly, I'm not just saying that. It is actually really entertaining. And we have got loads more news coming up whilst this international break has deprived us of Liverpool football. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and comment below.
Absolutely thrilled to be in charge of Liverpool Football Club. Of course, I take my role as Director of Football incredibly seriously. Never been done before at this club, and I think we can bring an era of new success with my skills off the pitch and Chris's skills getting the best out of the players.